Hey, we are two Star Wars nerds, and today we're going to be talking about Padme Amidala in Attack of the Clones.
Yes.
So, Attack of the Clones, your second favorite Star Wars movie.
Yes.
And I love it.
Yeah.
As a teenager, I didn't really like it, but I had that same complaint that everybody else had, too much romance. And
You missed the point.
I don't know, maybe it's just something about teenage boys. Like, I was just missing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was revisiting it, because of you and I dating, I'm like, one, the romance is barely in it, and two, it's actually pretty freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, that's been, over like 10 years, now watching it over and over and over and over again. But Padme in this is incredible.
She kicks butt.
She does. I think there's a lot of cool stuff about Padme, but I don't know, what are some of your favorite moments about her? Because you have this duality about her. You have like the actually, I don't even know, it's not even a duality. There's like three sides to her. You see the senator under constant death threat. You see the romantic in the forbidden love, and then you see like the BA warrior, at the very end in Petronaki Arena. But I mean, I feel like we could just stop there, but let's keep going. Like, why Padme in Attack of the Clones?
I think my favorite scene in Attack of the Clones is where they go to rescue Obi-Wan. And I love that it's her choice. Like, she's the one who's like, no, we're going. Like, you think Anakin should want to go rescue his master, who he's spent years with and has a relationship and says he's like his brother or father. But no, it's I mean, to be fair, Anakin's hurt in that moment, but Padme's the one who's like, no, we're going. You have to, your job is to protect me, and I'm going. So, and just how she just kind of has that no nonsense, and she has a heart for people, and she wants to save Obi-Wan and do what she can to help him. But then that just leads into such a cool scene, and you see the build-up of the romance and everything just come to a climax on this scene. I can never say
Geonosis.
Yes, I'm trying to use other words. Geonosis. Okay.
There you go. You can slow down if you need to.
But there's this climax on Geonosis, and where you see them obviously you've seen them flirting and that romance throughout the entire movie, but then you see them both admit it, and they're like, yeah, like, our lives are about to end. Like, I want to die knowing that that I love you. And just let's forget about everything else, and let's focus on the end of our lives, what matters. And so, it starts with that. And then probably my favorite part is when they're tied up and Anakin or Obi-Wan's like, oh, kind of like, nice to see you. And then the creatures are released, and Anakin's like, what about Padme? And he's like, Padme's taking care of herself, and she's already up the pole, and she's doing all this crazy stuff, taking care of herself. I don't even know what she had, like some sort of bobby pin or something from her hair. I actually never figured out what that was, but she has something that she unhooked herself, and then you just get to see her in action. You get to see her and Anakin together, and I love just Anakin, Obi, and Padme in that scene. I think it's such a cool scene, and obviously it gets cooler, but focusing on Padme, I just love that Anakin's like, what about Padme? And Obi-Wan's like, oh, let's worry about ourselves, because she's taking care of herself. Like, we need to figure ourselves out. And just how she's always leading by example. She's strong, and she loves people, and I think you see that throughout all the movies, but especially in Attack of the Clones. But there's so much to this movie. That's probably my favorite scene of her, though. And then also, I love the aggressive negotiations line. I love that. And as a kid, we were just watching my fan film from my childhood.
You're in middle school.
Yeah, and I call it Negressive Negotiations.
Did you not know what she really said, or you were just the pressure of filming yourself was?
I thought she said aggressive negotiations.
Yeah. I can't even say it. Negotiations, whatever.
Yep.
But Yeah, for me, I think it's cool because, she's finished her terms as queen of Naboo. Now she's a senator, but she's still basically under constant death threat, not only from a political standpoint, but then also from Sidious trying to work through Anakin, stir him up, to the dark side. So it's so you have that early on, and even the way she is resistant to Anakin and the way she treats him, and basically is you're still that little boy, and playing, I wouldn't say playing hard to get, seems not interested, and
because she sees him as a little boy.
Yeah, and he's I've been obsessed with you forever, and so it's interesting to start there because you get a glimpse of what her life is like, with her body double, I suppose, being killed,
right.
And then assassins being sent after her, and all of this. It's just wild, because she's shaking things up, in the Senate, and she's exposing corruption.
But she doesn't back down.
No, she's, again, her daughter is very reflective of her, that you see a lot of Padme in Leia, and it's really cool. But yeah, then it gets so interesting, kind of when she gets to let her guard down, when her and Anakin are placed on that special assignment
in Naboo.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because you start to see her opening up and obviously taking things farther than they should be, because it's that forbidden romance. I guess it's very similar to Romeo and Juliet in some ways. Even their demise at the end, you could make an argument for that. But it is that classic forbidden love tale from two different houses. And yeah, I just find it very interesting because then, especially right as they're going, probably one of my favorite scenes with her is right as they're going into Petronaki Arena. She's like, we're gonna die. I might as well tell you, I love you. And they kiss and all this, and they live, and so now they have to deal with that,
right?
That we've expressed how we feel. I just think it's
Can't
really
go
cool.
Back now.
Yeah, and I think their relationship was forged under fire really quickly because they went through so much so quickly, and then they also were together 24/7, in Naboo, so things are, escalating there as well. But yeah, I think it's really cool to see that cross section of her, that I guess dangerous diplomat, and then to see that forbidden romance, and then at the end, obviously, she's just tearing it up.
Yeah.
She's a boss. No one can touch her. It's super cool.
Yeah.
This has been really cool. Let us know in the comments what you think about Padme and Attack of the Clones. Underrated for sure. Seriously. We could just do a whole series just on Attack of the Clones, and maybe we will, because it's awesome. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about her. We have another one coming up soon about Padme in Revenge of the Sith, and then another video comparing and contrasting, Padme Amidala and Leia Organa. It's going to be a lot of fun. But with that, we are two Star Wars nerds, and may the Force be with you always.